You are listening to the Can You Handle This cast, starring Faith and Salvadoom. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another edition of the Can You Handle This cast. I am Faith, joined as always with the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that once ate 14 Hot Pockets in one sitting. What is your name, good sir?
My name is Salvadoom. I just drank a gallon of water.
That's always a good sign. So, as always, we've got the full week's recap of all the wrestling. We got your Raws, we got your Smook Doos, we got your Naxtas, we got your Luchers, and of course we have the greatest thing I've seen in the last 40 years, and I'm not even 40 years old. And don't worry, we're going to get to it. But yeah, I mean, how was your week there, Sali Baba?
It was a good week, you know. A lot of good wrestling products, a lot of news, and I'll probably go into the news later on. But, you know, it's a good week to be a wrestling fan, especially tonight. If you have just recently saw this week's Total Nonstop Deletion, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. You're damn right. We're going to get to it.
I mean, I think this was the first episode of Impact I watched front to back all the way through in the last, 7 years.
For me, it's been a while. I believe it's 7 years for me as well, because ever since they had to switch from Spike TV to the pop to Destination America and all that stuff, I have not watched a single episode of Impact. This is the first time I've actually seen Impact in a while. And I still have one question. Who the fuck is Eli Drake?
Eli Drake? Isn't that the guy that's the Drifter on NXT?
No, that's Eli Sampson.
Eli Sampson. You're right. Then I have no earthly idea who Eli Drake is. Is he related to Eli Sampson?
Apparently not.
Well,
but apparently he's the TNA King of the Mountain champion.
They still have that? Do they still have to climb the ladder and put the briefcase on the thing?
Nope.
Well, then I guess I'm lost.
It's a wasted title. But you know what? Let's get to the news right here. To the recaps of the week.
Yes, I believe we got to kick off with the main flagship show itself, Monday Night Raw, huh? I know. Yeah. I usually work Mondays, so I know you get all the Raw news, at least for now. So, how about you give us a little recap on what's going on with Raw? I guess just little breeze through on what the cool stuff was, what the not so cool stuff was, that sort of thing.
Yeah, Monday Night Raw this week. I want to refer to this episode as the episode for the new day, because this day was the determining factor whether or not they are going to defeat Demolition's record of the longest reigning tag team champions in WWE history. But it started off with a promo that the New Day, as they have their normal promos, you know. But this was a little different. Xavier Woods came out and he started talking about how this was something special. It's the first time in 25 years this record was even close to being broken. He even mentioned that night was not only for the fans that were there since day one, past and present, but even those who are here and those who have left, because Xavier Woods dedicated the entire night to his late grandmother.
Oh, so he's pulling the Rich Swann card on that one.
Yes, he was, but you know what? It pulled my heartstrings a little bit. But the first match of the night was the triple threat match for the Raw Tag Team Championship.
Oh, they were set to kick off?
Yes, that's how they kicked off the show, with the tag team title match.
Well.
Yes, they had the New Day do a promo, and then that's how they set up the matches that's how they set up the match. It was,
I believe it wasn't it the New Day versus Sheamus and Cesaro versus the Bullet Club, or the Club, or whatever they call themselves nowadays?
Yes. Oh, and I also forgot, Xavier Woods is the genius. Well, Woods is the brains. Kofi's the handsome one. And Biggie is thick.
He is thick. THICC, thick.
That's how I wrote it. And this week I actually wrote that.
Did you really write that down like that?
I did. But remember, I wrote down notes this week, so I actually have the thing. I wrote that down.
I took a sneak peek at some of his notes Oh my god, they had me dying on the floor.
But yeah, it was a good match. It was a good solid match. It was a very competitive match. But of course, at the end of the match, the New Day wins by Kofi going to Trouble in Paradise, hitting Sheamus, because Sheamus got a little cocky near the end of the match. Because if Cesaro was still been there, they might have actually switched the titles today. I mean, that night.
When's the last time that Kofi won with the SOS? That's a question that we have to learn.
I don't remember
Because I love that move, and I just never see him win with it anymore.
because of the New Day. And recently, they started winning by disqualification. So this is actually the first time in a long time I've seen them win by a decision by pinfall.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, New Day wins the match. Everyone's happy. They settle for their big celebration, which then goes on to a squash match. Unfortunately, Axelmania gets murdered by Braun Strowman.
Oh man, see, I love Braun Strowman. I think he's really good, but they gotta put him in like some actual matches, not just have him squash the entire time. Because ever since I stopped watching Raw, he was squashing, and to hear that he's still squashing nowadays, like what's the point? We get it. He's big, he's strong. Put him in a thing with anyone. Put him against Big Show. I don't care.
But apparently, this entire thing is to set up the match he's going to have with Sami Zayn. We'll get to that further. But yeah, Axelmania gets Axel gets murdered by Strowman. I did not enjoy this match because it was a squash match after all. And for me, squash matches aren't that fun anymore. If it's the same person doing it week in and week out.
Even with your girl Naya.
Hey, the thing is, she disappeared. She's not on Raw.
Really?
Like I haven't seen her in a while, so I'm not sure what's the deal with her. If she's out with injury or something, there isn't any updates on any of this forum, any of the news sites. There's nothing really going on with her, so I'm not sure if they don't have anything for her, or they're waiting for something big.
She's
So
probably got
I'm
a
not
modeling gig going on or something.
probably, or
Isn't she like a plus size model or something?
I think so.
Or like former or whatever.
Yeah,
She probably got something going on. All the Samoans got something going on.
yeah. But then afterwards, after that match, it was a cruiserweight showcase match. Davari facing off against Lince Dorado, the Golden Lynx, and the match didn't really start.
It didn't start?
No, because Jack Gallagher, because the bell rings, they have their moment, they have their moves in. Jack Gallagher shows up, grabs the mic, and says, he just kind of explains why he's out there, and then he says, Davari, I am a gentleman, and I please excuse my language, but you are a scoundrel.
Oh, I think I remember seeing parts of this when I was watching 205 Live. I think I remember seeing like a recap of this, but yeah.
Yes, and you know what? This rivalry, I like it. They're giving the cruiserweights a rivalry now. It's not just one matches. It's not just like the one rivalry between Perkins and
Kendrick.
what was it? Kendrick. Yes. So at least they're developing the division, and hopefully, as I've said last week, they do improve on this division entirely. I believe Gallagher is an incredible talent. He's multiverse, and to see that he's doing this now, I really assume that they're going to do big things for him because his entire gimmick is kind of like a British strong style because he does do a lot of headbutts, a lot of stiff elbows. So I'm not sure if this is a cruiserweight thing, as I said last week, because of their weight difference. But I do love this rivalry. I love this rivalry. Gallagher is a true gentleman, as I've got to say.
Yeah, I'm definitely liking that. I think they're going in the right direction with the cruiserweights because instead of just having the one rivalry, they've got three going on now that I can think of. Because they've got the big three-way between Rich Swann, Brian Kendrick, and TJ Perkins, which is they're going to have the title match for on Sunday. And then they've got the match, the rivalry going on between Gallagher and Arya Davari. And now they've got one between Noam Dar and Cedric Alexander. So they've definitely expanded so that they're actually building on rivalries, not just kind of throwing people together anymore.
It's not Dar. I think it's Gerlach or Gulak.
No, I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was Noam Dar because Noam Dar, I believe he beat Cedric Alexander and then dedicated the match to Alicia Fox.
No, that was the other guy, Gerlach, the Philadelphia guy.
You sure? Because all I've seen them do with Gulak is put him in tag team matches.
Yeah.
I know he won, but I'm pretty sure Noam Dar is the one that's in the rivalry with Cedric. I may be wrong, but I think I'm right. If I'm right or wrong, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Great segue for that. Great segue for that, Faith. Great segue. But yeah, I do like what they're doing with the cruiserweights. But next after that, they had a vignette for the Rollins report. Seth Rollins, he's getting his own talk show now on Raw.
A talk show?
Yes, that whole thing, like the cutting edge peep show, all that stuff. He has the Rollins report now.
Well, I guess they had to because they got rid of Miz TV and the Ambrose Asylum because they're both on SmackDown. So I guess they got to have something going on over here on Raw to kind of move the plot along. It's weird to give it to Rollins, though.
It kind of makes sense because of the rivalry he's having with Owens right now. But this kind of coincides with what's going on because as this segment was happening, the New Day were having their celebration. And what they did was they're all celebrating. They had a big bowl of Bootios.
A big bowl of Bootios.
And the entire, most of the locker room was in there that didn't have anything to do that night. I think they also had a few enhanced talent, a few NXT guys there dressed up as normal people. But the New Day then end up getting champagne bottles and just spewing it everywhere, getting it all over Stephanie.
Like they won the World Series.
Yes. And what that does is it pisses her off. So then, she leaves, all pissed off. You don't think nothing about it. But during the Rollins report, it's then announced that later on that night for the main event, it will be New Day versus Rollins and Reigns versus the best friends themselves of Owens and Jericho.
Do they still call themselves that? Because that's like an interesting tag team name. I always call them that.
I kind of just they just started we just started calling them that, but I don't think they could start. I don't think they started calling themselves that.
They should.
But they should. But it sets up that rivalry, and it kind of sets up the rivalries for Sunday, and it has this match also. Later on, Bayley versus Alicia Fox. I need to stop calling her Felicia.
Always calling her Felicia, man. That's not her name.
I know it's not. But
Felicia.
But yeah, it's Bayley versus Alicia Fox. And did you know Bayley can beat Alicia Fox?
I never would have guessed. Did you know that Alicia Fox is dating Cedric Alexander? Because I had no idea. Every time, every single week, they just push that down their throat. Hey, they're dating, they're dating, they're dating. Yes, we get it. Shut up. Let them wrestle. Let Alicia Fox lose with dignity.
Oh, and apparently I missed the match because I completely ignored this match because it was TJ Perkins versus Brian Kendrick. And as obvious as it goes, I think, Kendrick wins as usual. And what I don't like about this is that this is their main rivalry for the cruiserweights.
Well, yeah, it's for the title.
Yeah, but the thing is, Rich Swann's not a part of it.
Well, he's going to be on Sunday. This is kind of like a build-up to their match on Sunday.
Yeah, but it's only focuses on them two.
Well, at the moment, because Swann already proved himself. He's the champion. But it also leads into 205 Live, which we'll get to.
Yes, but this entire match, it was a good match, but what I don't like about it is how they make TJ Perkins look so weak. Because how he keeps losing week after week after he lost the title to Kendrick.
Well, it's not really making him look weak. It's kind of making him look like he's lost his stepping. Like, he's got to get back on track.
Yeah, which I'm afraid that they're going to do it with Bayley. Because those two seem like the only, actual thing that can make it work.
I don't care about Bayley.
Nobody does anymore. She lost
Bayley,
her zest.
heel of the century, which I don't understand. Like, when Bayley first came in, everyone was super into it. Like, yeah, Bayley. But now everyone's like, I don't care. It's like, I never cared, but at least I'm consistent with that. It's not like I'm sitting there week to week. I love her. I hate her. I love her. I hate her. Like, come on, man. Pick one. If you're going to love Bayley, love Bailey. If you're gonna sit there and be like, oh, this week I'm not really feeling her, like, come on, man.
Like personally for me, it's I like Bailey as the competitor that she is, but the gimmick kind of lost its like zestiness after she left NXT, because that I think, as they thought, as like many people thought, her gimmick does not translate that well to the main roster.
Well, it's
Unless
kind of,
she's
I guess,
wrestling around the world, unless she's like wrestling in Europe or something like that.
I guess it's kind of like a vaudevillains thing where like it was super over with the local crowd, but once it starts going worldwide and they try and give it, their big time flavor to it, people are just like, "Oh yeah, I've seen this. I've seen this."
Yeah, and which is unfortunate because I love the VOD. They're a great tag team.
Oh, the vaudevillains are great. I love them, but they just try and change them so much because they're like, "Oh, no one's reacting to them, so let's change them. Get rid of the coolest entrants that I've seen all year, and just totally mess with them. Don't even give them black and white anymore. Like, what's the point?" They're
I
taking
mean,
away all the likability of them. Same thing with the Ascension.
and the Hype Pros.
Well, I mean, at least the Hype Bros are getting pushed, which we'll get to.
Yeah, but then again, was that really a push?
Oh, don't worry, we'll get to it.
Yes. But yeah, then it goes on with Rusev and Lana coming out talking about what they did to Enzo, causing Big Cass to come out. As you can tell, I'm excited for this.
Oh yeah, this was the wasn't this like a night long thing where like they were going through? Oh, that was last week, wasn't it? The whole
Yeah,
night long
that was
thing?
last week. Yeah, I don't feel I don't feel this. I don't have a feeling for this because how am I supposed to boo the guy who stands up for his wife, who is an upstart? He was an up. He's a stand up guy. Like personally, if I had to choose between hanging out with Enzo or Rusev, I'll hang out with Rusev.
Yeah, that's always been the problem they had with Rusev. Like, they book Rusev to be a bad guy, but they make it so that, for the most part, he's usually in the right. So
Yeah,
it's kind of weird how they're doing it, but I guess they kind of want a little bit of humility so it doesn't look like this big, I was going to say Russian. It's basically a Russian character, even though he's Bulgarian. They don't want it to be this big, cold Russian, like Ivan Drago type character. They want it to be like an actual human.
true. But like as this entire thing, like this entire rivalry, it makes no sense. Because the people who are booing for Rusev, they're booing what's really the right thing to do.
It's
And
sort of the same circumstance they had with Muhammad Hassan, where Muhammad's just like, you guys boo me even though you don't even know me. Even with Arya Davari nowadays, it's like, you don't know me, you just boo me because of the color of my skin. I'm just trying to fit in. And no matter what, the crowd's still going to boo them because of what they look like or where they're from, which is, I guess, kind of racist. But I mean, hey,
it's
it's
wrestling.
kind of it's wrestling. It's wrestling. It's kind of feeding on that whole like, oh man, I still don't trust these people sort of thing. Like, it's kind
Yeah.
of feeding on the deep dark racial thing that you got going on in America, which will probably not go away. I'm sorry, I don't want to make this a political soapbox or nothing, guys.
We'll probably get there some other time.
I just want to see one guy, one wrestler overcome that thing, overcome that barrier of being, the outsider and just become this lovable guy without being a joke, like without being Vladimir Kozlov.
I mean, like imagine Kozlov and Rusev as a tag team representing Russia. That could have been a
Even though he's
dominant team.
Bulgarian.
Yeah, but like remember Rusev had that thing where he was Russian, like he was supported Russia.
Well, yeah, I think that was just kind of Lana doing her thing with it, though. Like, kind
Yeah.
of like showing, like, hey, he's my guy. He's Russian now because we live there.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Going along with that, there was another Emelina vignette, but as it was reported earlier that night, she will be out for 6 to 8 weeks.
6 to 8 weeks? They were saying next week she'll be here, and she's out for 6. It's like the Shelton Benjamin news all over again.
We were all excited for Shelton Benjamin, and then they tore out our soul.
He decided to get surgery the week before he shows up. Now they're doing it over with Emma or Emmalina or whatever she's doing it now.
Yeah, so this entire thing kind of pissed me off. So like it was like she will be returning soon, or like debuting soon or something. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
remember.
it said like next week, and now it's like 6 to 8 weeks. Like, make up your mind. At least show her come out in a wheelchair or something. Show me she exists. I want to know who this is. I don't know if it's Emma or Melina. Let me know, WWE.
I've been telling you multiple weeks. It's Emma.
Yeah, I know that, but I don't know that officially. If I'm the crowd, I don't know that.
Who are you, the 6-year-old that doesn't understand women?
I'm King Maxwell, thank you very much.
We'll get to him later.
Oh boy, King Maxwell.
But the next match. Okay, we'll get to that later. Next match, Sami Zayn versus Jinder Mahal. This is just a big build up for this Sunday because Mick Foley comes out, then says, "You know what? You're not gonna wrestle Strowman because he's dangerous." Then he says like, "Oh, I got this trade deal. We're trading you to SmackDown for Eva Marie."
What?
Yes.
No, I want to watch Eva Marie.
No, but this was just a build up for that because Sami Zayn was pissed. Foley then says, bottle it up. You're gonna need it for Sunday because I'm booking it, damn it."
So he's not being traded for Eva Marie?
No. Sami
Where
Zayn
is
said
Eva Marie?
Sami Zayn then says, "I'm worth more than Eva Marie. I'm 1,000 times better than Eva Marie."
Wow, this guy.
Which he is not wrong.
That's not very nice, though. Eva Marie was trained by Brian Kendrick.
After she debuted terribly.
Well, yeah, it doesn't mean that she's not good now.
She's okay.
She's had a year to work.
Barely a year.
She's had a year to work on it, man. She's had time.
Okay, but then the main event of the evening, New Day versus Kevin. Some guy named Jericho. I just said Kevin. Like thinking, wait, what was their names again?
Versus Kevin Steen, Zoo Enthusiast, and the Lion Tamer, going up against Tyler Black and Joe Anoa'i.
Or was his Leaky? His name was Leaky in FCW.
Leaky.
This match once again, it was a big setup for Sunday. There was a lot of in between fighting between Owens and Jericho. A lot of like they just didn't care, as in like they didn't care that it was a match. And as usual, yeah, but as usual, New Day wins, and like everyone's happy that they won. It was a good night. It was a good Raw, but it could have been better on some aspects of it. Like the lack of like the only thing that they had for Sasha Banks and Charlotte was the promo for their Iron Woman match. They were not even on the show, if I remember correctly.
Oh, they just had like a promo?
Yeah, they just had that one promo. That was it.
Huh.
Like they weren't there, so that was a big like refresher, yet shocking.
Well.
Yes. Should we go on to Tuesday night SmackDown?
Friday night? It hasn't been Friday nights in how long? Since it was back on My Network TV, right?
I miss Friday night SmackDown.
I know.
Right, I miss the Giant Fist.
I guess the Giant Fist. Oh my God, boy, I gotta talk about that. This is gonna be the 1 week when I actually talk about Talking Smack because it had some gems on there. So yeah, I guess we'll cover SmackDown now. So SmackDown starts out. They have the whole thing where it's like, oh, James Ellsworth, he's owed a title shot against AJ Styles. So he's like, are you ready, James? He's like, oh, actually, I got a cold. So it's like, well, I guess he's too sick to compete. They're just doing a whole Eva Marie thing with this, like week to week. Is it going to happen? No. Is it going to happen? No. So James Ellsworth still owed a title match, but too sick to compete. So then they open up with Miz TV then, and Miz brings on AJ Styles, and it's like, it seems like it's got a bad case of chinfluenza, making all the chin jokes that we've come to expect from SmackDown at this point. Basically saying, you know, oh, they did Ellsworth a favor by canceling the match, because I was going to beat him up anyways, like I beat up John Cena. And then I think Dean Ambrose comes out, does the whole thing with them, and yeah, not much else happens. But what does happen is that there is a stare down between The Miz and AJ Styles, saying, and Miz is like, you know what? Maybe I should win a number one contenders match because, you've done pretty all right with the belt. You've made it look good, but I made the IC champion legendary. Maybe it's time I make the WWE championship legendary now. And the crowd went nuts over it, and it basically started for what's going to happen later when they're going to have a fatal four-way number one contenders match for the number one contenders for the WWE Championship. And they also announced that there was going to be number one contenders for the tag team championships in another, I believe, fatal four-way tag team match.
Yes, it was a fatal four-way tag team match, but in this one, it was an elimination style. I think it was a battle royal, really.
Oh yeah, it was a top rope battle royal. You're right. So after they get all those announcements out of the way, they have the whole thing. Natalia's over to Nikki Bella like, Nikki, I didn't attack you. And Carmella's like, Nikki, she's a liar. Oh yeah, Nikki Bella's at ringside for this match anyways. Carmella beats Natalya. She's like, I didn't attack you. And she's like, yes, you did. I was like, all this back and forth. I don't care.
Nobody does.
Then Gabriel Iglesias, of all people, was backstage. Just hanging out with Apollo Crews. Just making a bunch of jokes and stuff. I don't know why Gabriel Iglesias is there, but I mean, I'm not complaining, I guess.
I think it was there to like promote tribute to the troops because he was on the show.
Right. He was there, wasn't he? I remember.
Yes.
We were going back and forth between tribute and the troops and Lucha Underground, and I flip over and see Gabriel Iglesias there. I'm just like, what's Fluffy doing here? But yeah, they just make a bunch of jokes and stuff. But then they have the tag team over the top rope tournament for the number one contendership. It was American Alpha, Breezango, or Breezango. I don't know what they want to call it anymore.
Breeze
Dingo ate my baby. The Vaudevillains, the Ascension, the Uso twins, I believe, and Slater and Rhino and the Hype Brothers. And it all comes down to it. One of the big spots I saw was Rhino was on the apron, and Heath Slater eliminated Rhino. So I'm not sure what that's going to turn into. But eventually, the Hype Brothers ended up winning the match, and now the Hype Brothers are the number one contenders for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships against the Wyatt family.
Yes, but I don't see this actually happening anytime soon, or they might have to find other tag team champions because then news came out that Zack Ryder was injured. Supposedly, there was a rumor saying that he tore a ligament in his leg, that he shattered his kneecap going down on the ropes and in the finish of the match. But it turns out that there was reports saying that his kneecap moved out of socket and then went back in place.
Yeah, that's never good. So
yeah, so
hopefully Ryder's good enough to go for it, because I would love to see the Hype Brothers take it on. But if not, I mean, you already got the Usos saying, "Hey, put me in the match" and that sort of thing. So you never.
Yeah,
know.
But apparently the Usos are out until Christmas.
Well, I mean, I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, and there was a Ryder tweeted earlier today, I believe, saying that he will be going into knee surgery. So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't seem like he'll be going for the title hunt anytime soon.
Yeah.
So let's just hope he has a speedy recovery. Yeah,
this one's for you, Ryder. Even back from 2008 when you called me a tool on Twitter, this one's for you, buddy.
I love you, Ryder. Can we hang out with your dad?
Can we hang out with that one announcer that pretended to be your dad? I forget what his name was.
JBL.
No, it wasn't JBL. It was I forget what his name was, but he was like a commentator or something. Anyways, after that, Alexa Bliss was scheduled to fight my girl, the DCW Women's Champion Deonna Purrazzo, but apparently she wasn't enough talent to go against her, so she kicks her out of the ring, and they have a match. They have a new match between Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss, and Alexa Bliss retains the title. But I was very, very sad that they did not throw my girl Deonna Purrazzo into this. I mean, I remember you messaged me on there. It's like, is that my girl Deonna Purrazzo? I'm like, yes, it is.
No, I think I posted, hey, that's our DCW Women's Champion. As she gets thrown out of the ring, there goes our DCW Women's Champion.
I think you called her Diana Pizarro or something.
I I typed it on my computer, and my computer doesn't have autocorrect, so it's like I don't know how to spell. What are spelling?
Diana Pizarro. It's Diana Perazzo.
Perazzo. I know, but the thing was that as I was watching that, I kind of was like, okay, let's see who she is, because I didn't know who she was. Like, I didn't know a lot about her. She's from Hackensack, New Jersey.
Yes, she is.
She used to live in a 10-minute walking distance from my house in New Jersey.
You've said that same exact story for Enzo Amore.
Yeah, they used to live in Hackensack. He also lived in Hackensack.
Anyways, Deanna wasn't in there. Alexa Bliss retains her by count out, which you would think Becky would go out and pull her back into the ring, but oh well. And then the main event was a fatal four-way match between Dean Ambrose, The Miz, Luke Harper, and Dolph Ziggler. And boy, oh boy, did Luke Harper look very strong in this match. He was just on fire from the get-go. I was kind of surprised that they actually had him looking this well against him, but in the end, Dolph Ziggler wins, and now Dolph Ziggler, of all people, is the #1 contender for the AJ Styles WWE Championship, which when he lost to The Miz, I was watching with my cousin, and he's like, well, looks like they buried Dolph Ziggler again. I'm like, nah, man, for all we know, he's going to be going for the world title next. He's like, yeah, good luck with that. And what do you know? He's actually going for the world title now, so I guess you might want to pick up that phone, because I am calling it left and right, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, I'm glad that he is in that title spot, but then again, I'm not sure what are they gonna do with him. Like, is he gonna win the title? Because technically, right now there is no major pay-per-views, and I think their end of the year show or the show after Christmas will be in Madison Square Garden. So you never know. You never know.
I'm thinking they're probably going to be saving that for Royal Rumble. That's what I'm thinking.
No, they announced that the title match will be on the end of the year's SmackDown Live.
So when are they going to do anything with Ellsworth? Is it going to be a triple threat?
I hope so. But they kick him out. But they just kick him out.
Anyways, so yeah, I guess we'll go into 205 Live now. But before we do that, I just want to say one thing that I loved about Talking Smack. And that was one simple quote from General Manager Daniel Bryan. He was saying how he wished that the old SmackDown set would come back, because every time he would see it, he would just see the giant fist and say to his friends, hey, I guess SmackDown loves fisting, don't they? That was an actual direct quote from Daniel Bryan on Talking Smack.
From what I know about Talking Smack, I kind of see like now they don't care what the talent says as long as they make it entertaining. So I'm glad that he was allowed to say that. I'm glad that everything is good with all that.
The best part was Renee Young's reaction. She's just like, what? Also, Renee Young's lisp is getting more and more strong as the weeks go on.
List?
Her lisp. Like her Jack Swagger lisp.
I mean, like, she really like all I know from, because I didn't watch Talking Smack this week because I think I had to do something after watching SmackDown. But all I had to say is, I apologize for the yawning. I love Talking Smack, and apparently Raw has their equivalent, but I see nothing of value coming out of it.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Yes. But yeah, 205 Live.
205 Live. Not too much went on with this, but it did advance a lot of storylines. First match of the night was Jack Gallagher going against Drew Gulak. It was a good match, but the announcers were certainly pushing the fact like, oh, where's Arya Daivari? He could be here any minute now. But it was a great match. Gallagher was back and forth. Their styles really complemented well. It ended with Gallagher hitting the Gulak drop kick to him in the corner, and yeah, I guess we'll just have to see what happens from there. Anyways, the second match was Lince Dorado versus Mustafa Ali, and boy oh boy, can these two do some flips. Like, I I, I was really impressed with the stuff that Mustafa was doing, and Lindsay as well, and they just really work well together. I'm surprised that they haven't fought each other before, but yeah, I believe they both were counted out. Yeah, that's right. Mustafa Ali was about 2 seconds away from getting back in the ring. Like, I say that, but it was over like half a second. But he was counted out as well, so it was a double count out. But Mustafa was certainly not happy about that. It'd be interesting to see where they go with his character next, because he sort of got that Muhammad Hassan sort of like, you hate me when you don't already know me storyline going to him. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with him.
Yeah, but also, like, with the whole Muhammad Hassan deal, is WWE really going to allow that to happen? Or are they really going to allow that to happen because the backlash to happen with Muhammad Hassan? Because how the world is right now, you never know what's going to happen.
I think as long as the London bombings 2.0 don't happen, we're going to be all right.
All right, then.
And also, after the match, Noam Dar was trying to hit on Alicia Fox, like, hey, you saw what I did with your boyfriend. How about you come with a real man? That sort of thing. So, yes, it was Noam Dar that's doing the thing with Cedric.
All right.
So, yeah, he's basically like, why don't you get with a real man like me? That sort of thing. Anyways, the main event was TJ Perkins versus Rich Swann. Of course, as a build-up for Sunday. And Brian Kendrick was on commentary. And shockingly enough, TJ Perkins won this match. Sure, it was a non-title matchup, but it was actually a really good match. And I was shocked to see that Perkins won, sort of being like a red herring, like, hey, maybe he can win on Sunday, maybe he can get it back. But it definitely made me want to watch this Sunday to see what's going to happen, because I think all of them have wins over each other at this point, so it could go either way.
Yeah. But, like, for Sunday, my bet is Rich Swann retaining the title and hopefully going to somewhere else, because I really want to see Rich Swann versus Jack Gallagher. I want to see how those two go up against each other.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That's just a fun match right there. Like, there's no need for, like, the build up. There's no need to hate each other for that one. It's just two guys love the competition. They're two distinct styles. Like, I would love to see that match, and hopefully we get to see that.
Yeah, it would certainly be. I certainly want to see what would happen, like who they would want to be, the true babyface in that scenario, because one's going to get more cheers than the other, but I don't know who would be at this point.
Yeah, but hasn't there been like a rivalry between two babyfaces trying to like out babyface each other?
Oh, any Daniel Bryan CM Punk feud, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, but I can see this feud going into two ways. Either one, they develop this feud so well that it becomes a tag title thing where they invent the cruiserweight tag titles, or one of them has to turn heel. And personally, I think it's going to be Gallagher.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
he's
we're just
British.
I'd be curious to see how his style changes if he turns heel. Because a lot of his stuff is, like, sort of face stuff. Like, kind of, making the crowd get with him, kind of that sort of thing. So I'd want to see, like, what they would have to do to get his moveset more so heel.
More headbutts.
Yeah, more headbutts. And
like
more pretzels.
Like my boy Tomohiro Ishii. For those of you who do not know, I'm a big...
Yeah, he's the biggest Ishii guy you'll ever meet.
Like, I love New Japan Wrestling, but I love strong style, man. Like, that's my bread and butter right there.
And speaking of strong style, you'll find none of it at Tribute to the Troops. I'm sure you're gonna love telling everyone about your Tribute to the Troops, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I was the one. I actually wanted to watch Tribute to the Troops because I record Lucha Underground, so I'll watch it probably this weekend. But Tribute to the Troops,
I watched a good half of this show.
Yeah, this show was okay. It was okay for what it was. The show starts off with Lillian Garcia, who looks incredible. today. She
I
looks
I
incredible.
I did see her singing the national anthem. She did a really good job of it.
Yeah, she's an incredible singer. Did you know that she sings Spanish songs, people?
I own
She's
her
a
album
Latina.
actually.
Yeah, yeah. She looks amazing. And like I'm glad that she's doing good. Like she's doing good. Like if you remember earlier in the year, she disappeared. It was because her father's dying of cancer and she wanted to be with him. So it's good to see her back. But
Honestly, she looks just like she did back in '09. Like she didn't look
yes,
any different.
yeah.
She found the fountain of youth. She found the Lazarus pit.
She found the fountain of youth and it was outside. It was like off the shores of Florida.
She found the lake of rejuvenation or whatever. The lake of reincarnation.
But yeah, Tribute to the Troops opens up with the your U.S. champion, which happens to be Roman Reigns. To my surprise, he got booed by the armed forces.
Roman Reigns booed by the armed forces. That's how you know you failed.
No, but then Rusev comes out.
Yes, Rusev comes out.
Yeah, Owens comes out first. I was reading my notes because I can't write. I can't write well.
Maybe you should write it so that you can read it. That'd be step one.
Yeah, I was like reading, like, wait, is that a Canadian or Bulgarian? But yeah, Kevin Owens comes out and the entire arena just cheers for him, which kind of makes it funny.
Maybe half of your notes shouldn't be memes. Maybe that's step one.
Yeah, that should be step one. I should actually start writing actual notes. But like, yeah, Owens comes out, everyone cheers for him until he opens his mouth. Because then he says, like, yeah, we should like, support these troops. We should like say like, yeah, these troops are great. But you know what? I'm your real hero. You should be celebrating me.
There goes my hero. You know what? You know what? One day, when they do tribute to the troops and they really want to get someone like really mad, they should have him come out and just like, you know what? I feel like we should support the troops by sending them back in the military zone. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. Put them back in Afghanistan for 4 to 5 more years. That'll work out pretty well. What do you think, Kevin? That would get him so much hate.
That's how you get Muhammad Hassan type of heat right
That's
there.
how you get shot.
Yeah, but this happens. Owens then starts talking BS about everything else. Rusev comes out with Lana. He starts saying that he's more of an American than Reigns is. Then Reigns starts talking about Lana. And I'm like, are you serious again with this shit? Rusev has to defend his wife. That's how the thing goes. I'm not gonna boo him for defending his wife.
He's gonna push her in the cake.
Lana kept saying like you're all just jealous because Rusev is the only man who can have me. And his rebuttal was Rusev's pretty unlucky then. It's like, have you seen her?
It wasn't even a joke.
It wasn't a joke. It wasn't even that funny. Like, have you seen Lana? She's amazing. She looks amazing. She can break dance.
She can break dance.
She's apparently a really good wrestler in NXT. So she's the total package. Rusev's lucky. I'm getting jealous right now. I'm sorry.
Are you jealous of Rusev right now?
I'm jealous of Rusev, all right? I want to be Rusev, all right? That's my dream. But
Your
okay.
dream is to be Rusev.
I want to live his life. I want his life.
I want to be like you.
All right, but this entire thing sets up a tag team match for the main event because Big Cass starts running down, goes into the ring, helps out Roman, and Mick Foley comes out with a cheap pop as he does. Right here. Right there. In Washington, D.C.
Right here in the war zone.
Oh.
Did he do the thumbs up and everything?
Yes, he did.
That's the Foley I know and love.
Yeah. But yeah, this entire thing, it was a big setup for the main event of the night, and it was okay for a setup, and also reminded me how Rusev violently murdered Enzo.
Never forget.
Yeah, never forget. But then it goes into the number one contendership for the Raw tag team titles between Golden Truth, Shining Stars, The Club, and Sheamus and Cesaro. And this match was a good match. It was a good match between all the competitors. Even the Shining Stars had their moments. The Golden Truth had their moment. Every team had their like precise moment in the match because this match is supposed to entertain people. It wasn't supposed to be like a competition for the number of contenderships. But as usual, Cesaro and Sheamus win the opportunity, and they will be challenging the New Day this Sunday for the Raw Tag Team Championships.
I like to think that this match was retribution for R-Truth buying stock in Puerto Rico and selling his spots in the Survivor Series match.
I think the thing was legit. I think the stocks were legit.
They were written with crayon.
But it had a stamp and everything.
Oh, it did have a watermark. You're right.
But it was a good match. I did enjoy the match. Actually, Tribute to the Troops only had like 5 matches. A lot of filler.
5 matches over what? An hour? 2 hours?
Yeah, it was 2 hours. But a lot of it was filler though. But after that match, Sheamus and Cesaro win. They go in the back. Everyone's happy. Then it goes into The Miz saying that he's going to have an open challenge. The open challenge.
Wait, so the Miz was there, so there were SmackDown guys in there as well?
Yeah, apparently what I said earlier, watching SmackDown, it was a kind of a lie because I didn't read into it. It turned out Tribute to the Truth was recorded Tuesday night. So when they usually record SmackDown, that was Tribute to the Troops because SmackDown was recorded like I think 5 hours earlier.
Oh, so it was like a 4 o'clock show instead.
Yeah. So like it was a SmackDown and Raw joint production because it even starts out with Shane and Stephanie saying like, we'll set aside our differences for the troops because America.
America.
Yeah, excuse me. But it was that match. It was set up for an open challenge. Miz comes out saying like he's the greatest Intercontinental Champion SmackDown Live ever had, and Gabriel, yeah, he does have a point. Gabriel Iglesias comes out and says, you have an open challenge. Yeah, that's right. He makes a tiny penis joke.
Oh.
He just kind of says to the Miz, "Hey Miz, I see you wearing rhinestone underwear, and from what I see, it's a little cold up there."
What?
I thought this was PG, people. I thought this was PG.
It's Gabriel Iglesias. He can get away with anything he wants. He's
Is it
fluffy.
because... True.
Hey, Fluffy, let me buy you a shot.
But yeah, Fluffy comes out with a Apollo Crews, so the match ends up being Crews with Fluffy facing off against Miz and Maurice.
The only thing I remember about this match was at the end, Gabriel Iglesias starts taking selfies. That's the only thing I remember about this entire match.
And I liked how, as the match ended, it's like they wouldn't even know how they got the pictures, but they just posted the pictures like after the match, showing like these are the selfies Iglesias posted. Just posted. I'm like, no,
that's not true.
Like, I know this is pre-recorded now. You just basically ousted yourself.
Then again, did they really like give the facade that this was live?
No.
Exactly.
But as I said this, they did not filter out the tweets because you sometimes see under the screen you see the tweets that people post.
Yeah, the live tweets like, "Hey, Roman, it's go time." #Raw.
Yeah, there was a guy saying, "Yeah, Tribute to the Troops is an amazing show. Go on my YouTube channel to watch the live sims."
The what? The live sims?
The live sims of the matches. Like some people like post on YouTube like simulation matches of what should happen or what could happen.
Oh, like in 2K?
Yeah, stuff like that.
Oh, that makes sense.
So a guy just
he was shelling out his YouTube channel on Tribute to the Troops?
Yes.
Well,
and I think some guy actually put out his mixtape also.
His mixtape?
Yes.
Oh
I think. I'm not sure. But the entire night was
harder than my mixtape, fam.
But yeah, next match after that because Cruz wins, but then Miz says, this wasn't for the title, right? Man, I think that sets up a rivalry for them. Next match, American Alpha and the Zig Man
The Zig
facing off
Man.
the Wyatt family. And this match was actually kind of good.
The
Like,
crazy thing was, no matter what he does, the crowd will always be behind Randy Orton.
yes. Like it's shocking to see that people actually do support Randy this way. Like they were supporting for anything. Even the fact that the crowd is a military crowd and they're cheering for a man who was dishonorably discharged from the Marines.
Yeah, I remember I made a point of that. It's like, this guy was dishonorably discharged for bad behavior, and the Marines love him.
But yeah, the Wyatts win as usual. This sets up their feud with American Alpha. So I'm thinking American Alpha might be the new number one contenders that are leaning toward that team because of the Hype Bros can't compete because of Zack
Of
Ryder.
injury.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be cool if American Alpha did it. I mean, they're certainly a really deserving team, and I feel like it'd be interesting to see what they can do with the Wyatts. I'm not sure if they're going to win or not, but it'd be a good match.
All I'm thinking is they're like promos against each other is like the Wyatts acting like all ominous, and you just see Chad Gable out wrestling like a 2-year-old.
He's out wrestling King Maxwell.
Yes, like he's just like mat wrestling people, saying I can mat wrestle anyone. I don't need your psychedelic bullshit.
He says that on live TV.
But yeah, next match. Why did Bailey call Dana Brooke a dog?
I know you certainly weren't happy about that because I know Dana's your girl, man. Dana's your girl. You love.
I'm not.
Ladies and gentlemen, Salvadoom loves girls that can bench press him.
It's not a sickness. It's just something I'm really into. I like strong women, and Dana Brooke is a strong woman.
His favorite wrestlers are Dana Brooke, Nia Jax, and who's the other one?
ODB.
ODB. Oh boy,
We'll get to her later. Later. Yeah, but the match ends up, Bailey versus Dana Brooke, and I think a Bailey won because it's Bailey.
It's Bailey.
By this point, I don't care whether or not Bailey wins or not because it's obvious she's gonna win.
I kind of wanted Dana to win, but I mean, she wasn't going to anyways.
Yeah.
I can't wait until they put Dana on her own. Also, she did that cool sidekick thing she does, and I was really hyped for that.
Yeah, people don't realize, people think, oh, Dana Brooke can't wrestle, but she can do a damn flip.
Yeah, she can. She's super athletic.
She has a
glow.
If you've ever watched the what was that shit? The Austin Creed Up Up Down Down.
Yes.
Xavier Woods' show. She actually is on his show talking about her background, and she is a full blown athlete from a young age. So personally, I think she deserves being in WWE, and hopefully she does go far. But I digress. The next match, a cruiserweight showcase match, and I love how I'm calling it cruiserweight
showcase. Because
you can't call it a cruiserweight match because it's they're their own brand essentially by this point.
Yeah, you got a point.
So I have to call it a cruiserweight showcase because it was Rich Swann, T.J. Perkins, and Jack Gallagher facing off against Noam Dar. And I think
I think it was Tony Nese and Drew Gulak.
Yeah, Tony Nese.
When in doubt, throw in Tony Nese and Drew Gulak.
Because reasons.
Because they're the only tag team on the entire cruiserweight roster, besides the Bollywood Boys.
Where are they?
They're out trying to do singles matches now.
Oh, makes me sad because they're Bollywood boys.
They are the Bollywood Boys.
Go make Kali proud, boys.
They do the cool kid and play thing.
But this match, as usual, you have your faces versus your heels, and personally for me, if it's a match I know who's gonna win, I don't get really enthusiastic for unless it's a guys I enjoy. And even Rich Swann and Jack Gallagher, The ending I did like because Gallagher, what he does, he stands on his head and like puts out his foot,
Oh yeah, it's like stop. No, no, no.
and the ending was amazing though because he just straight up headbutts. I think it was Davari. No, it wasn't Davari.
No, it was Tony Nese, I believe. Also,
Yeah,
Tony Nese does a Fosbury flop in this match. AJ Styles would be proud if he were still with us. God rest his soul.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Press F to pay respects for AJ Styles.
But I enjoyed the match, but it wasn't like that enjoyable for me. But the ending was actually pretty enjoyable because like everyone got their spots in as usual. Gallagher does a headbutt afterwards, like a stiff headbutt. You can see like everything vibrating.
Everything was vibrating.
But it was a good match, and this sets up for the main event, which was, I believe, Roman Reigns and Big Cass facing off against the Foreigners of Rusev and Kevin Owens. I mean,
I don't remember much about this match.
me neither. All I think I remember is that not Owens. God damn it.
I remember Reigns won with a spear, but other than
Yeah,
that,
he won with a spear, but like, can we get a tribute to the troops that ends up with a? Can we just have a tribute to the troops where it ends with like a foreign team winning and they're being cheered at? Because
no, because you
realistically,
have to go out with a USA chant.
but if you really think about it,
No, it has to go out with a USA chant, Saul. Salvadoom, whatever. Is the facade broken?
it's been broken for weeks now.
You've been calling me Joe for how long?
Since the day we met.
Alright, I might as well drop the stick. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Joe Hendry, the local hero. Thank you all for listening to my podcast.
That's how we end it.
That's how the entire thing ends.
But like I think like I just want to see a foreign team get a USA champ because like realistically speaking, you have a American Samoan who was born in Florida, and you have a guy from Brooklyn facing off against two foreigners, a Canadian and a Bulgarian, living the American dream, doing what they want, doing what they love. So I want to cheer for them.
Do you know what happened the last time two foreigners got a USA chant? It was to Chris Benoit and Edge, and none of them wrestle anymore, so they're not allowed to get USA chants.
So are you saying that if a foreigner gets a USA chant, one has to murder their family and the other one has to have a busted neck?
Yes.
Makes
So
sense.
I don't know which one you want Rusev to be, but you better choose wisely, because Owens got kids. He needs his job.
But yeah, that's as much as I can remember from Tribute to the Troops. There was like really nothing like viable.
Yeah, I mean, it was all just a bunch of predictable stuff. Outside of the Wyatts winning, that was kind of good.
Yeah, but
I guess it's about all you can say. It was just another tribute to the troops. Meanwhile, on the other side of the country, you like that? You like that?
no.
On the other side, I didn't think you would. Anyways, in the Battle of the Bulls tournament, currently going on in Lucha Underground, we've got the first Battle of the Bulls tournament between Jeremiah Crane, Killshot, Mariposa, and Dante Fox. That's right, it's Lucha Underground time. And I was kind of shocked of the punishment they put Mariposa through. Like, they were just wailing on her throughout the entire match. And I kind of expected Killshot to win this, but I guess they still want to keep the thing between him and Dante Fox, so they let Jeremiah Crane, of all people, go over it. That's right. Sami Callihan, the Callahan Death Machine, ended up winning the Battle of the Bulls, which puts him into the finals, which will be next week, I believe, is going to be the finals for Battle of the Bulls.
I think so.
Anyways, then they had a whole thing there with Sexy Star over here working out, punching the punching bag and that sort of thing, lifting weights, and going back to her locker and finding that somebody put a spider in her locker. You can't make this stuff up. Somebody put a spider in Sexy Star, former world champion Sexy Star's locker, and she freaked out about it and almost had a heart attack on live TV. I guess not live, pre-recorded TV. And she's going throughout the entire show trying to figure out who did it. Which I guess kind of gets revealed a little bit later, but not really. Anyways, then they had Drago. I know you like Drago, right? Isn't Drago the guy you like over there?
Yeah, I kind of like his character. Yeah,
He's got a cool mask.
and I like how like he is a legit dragon by this point.
He's breathing fire and all that. So Drago takes on Cobra Moon, and weirdly enough, the Cobra Moon summons this like gang of snake people, and they all jump Drago, and then Aerostar and Phoenix get involved, but they get taken out by a bigger snake guy. And right now, currently, we have no idea where Drago is, because Drago was kidnapped by Cobra Moon and the snake people. And yeah, they just kidnapped him.
Because supposedly from last week's episode, there was like vignettes of like the Battle of the Bulls or something like that. And it was kind of revealed that Cobra Moon is like a leader of a snake cult.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. And she's trying to put Drago in her snake cult now.
Because apparently he's a reptile and like, I don't know. It's just some random crap. Like it's like random crap. It's just like random things that they would put together, but it also makes sense.
Yeah.
But
so, after that, they announced the final battle of the Bulls was going to be between Darewolf PJ Black, Jack Evans, Son of Havoc, and that guy that jumps off the things himself, Angelico. Which, surprisingly enough, was a match with 2 South Africans in it. Even though you were always sitting there like, no, he's from Spain. It's like, yeah, he lives in Spain, but he's from South Africa.
But he claims the flag of Isabella herself.
Before that match happened, Sexy Star pretty much had a fight with Mariposa. Like, I know you put that spider in my locker. And she's like, no, I didn't. It's like, yeah, you did. No, you didn't. She punches through a wall and chokes out Mariposa. And, yeah, basically that. And, and all I remember all of the matches on Lucha Underground being really good, but none really, like, the first real spot was Mariposa doing the whole double power bomb thing for the Tower of Doom, like where you got 2 people on the top rope, one person getting double suplex, and then the double power bomb. Mariposa was the one behind that, and she's like throwing chairs at people. And for this one, I don't really remember anything outside of a lot of cool stuff that Jack Evans does, and the finish of the match, where the Darewolf lays down and says, Jack, pin me, quick, pin me. And so Jack Evans goes, and PJ Black rolls him up with a small package, 1, 2, 3. PJ Black is going on to the finals for the Battle of the Bulls. And they confirm that that's going to be the final 4, who I do not remember who the other 2 are, but I'm sure we'll get to it one of these days. And that was basically the end of Lucha Underground.
Which brings us to the biggest part that we want to talk about.
It's so big, it's our background for our podcast episode tonight.
That's right. If you're watching this if this is Thursday, you know it's TNA night. And if you don't care about TNA, you should probably care about what's happening this Thursday.
If you don't care about TNA night, you should probably care about this episode at least. It's Final Deletion. Is that what it's called? Total Nonstop Deletion.
Live from Cameron, North Carolina.
From the Dome of Deletion in Cameron, North Carolina, including everyone's favorite match, the Tag Team Apocalypto. A Falls Count Anywhere elimination match open to any tag team in space and time.
So I think what we're going to do is we are going to recap the entire match itself, and then we're going to talk about other things that happened in the evening that we enjoyed, right?
Yeah,
because a lot of things happened that we can't cover it up.
If you could read our
notes, our notes and our chats
from our Unholy Divas chat, boy oh boy.
Man, I gotta say, man, the entire match itself, I marked out a lot for a lot of different reasons.
All I gotta say is even the man with 3 H's would approve of the burying of young talent tonight.
Ding.
Ding.
But the entire thing was amazing. And as like many people said, if you're gonna watch this as a wrestling show, you're gonna be very disappointed. But just watch this as a movie. Watch this as you would watch Lucha Underground.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, because it was incredible. Because the fact that they had it in like this barn style arena.
They legit had it in the Hardys' backyard in Cameron,
Yes.
North Carolina. And it showed. There was like, what, 50 people there?
Barely even 50. Like counting talent, about 50.
Jeez.
But the entire evening was amazing. The match itself was amazing. You had the Rockers, the Rock and Roll Express.
Rock and Roll Express, not the Rock. Rockers is Shawn Michaels and Maurice.
Oh, I keep
Rock and Roll
forgetting.
Express are the older guys.
Yeah. Yeah, they fought in the forklift near the end.
One thing I remember about it is after the match, Matt Hardy just puts the blonde one of the Rock and Roll Express. I'm sorry, I don't remember their names, but the blonde one of the Rock and Roll Express higher and higher up in the air to the point where he couldn't get down. Where even Road Warrior Animal walks through and it's like, "What's the matter? You can't get down from up there? I thought you were the fast one." And he's just like, "The rib's over. Let me down. Let me down."
So, what I kind of feel like they let them do whatever they want with this match because there was a lot of things that were funny. I think Inkweed was also in the match. Inchweed, I mean. No, I think he was or he wasn't. But we'll get to him later.
No,
but
he had his own match.
he had his own match against some jobber.
Good old Itchweed, man.
This entire evening was amazing.
I was shocked that Itchweed made it there because that was their YouTube character back when he was Itchweed the Demon Gardener, I believe.
I mean, this entire match was amazing, man.
The first half of the show, which was like the standard matches, felt like an OVW show with like the very limited camera angles, and the second half felt like a Hardy movie.
Yes. And you know what? I'm not even that mad. I'm not that mad. Nobody should be that. Nobody should be mad because like the entire match, all the matches that you would see, like the match itself, if you could like place every single person in the ring, it wouldn't fit. So it kind of makes sense why like everyone was separated because like you had like guys probably from Omega outside getting like jobbing to the Decay.
Yeah, and it was really cool how you had guys that, you know, you didn't see for a long time, guys you haven't seen before, all mixed together. And boy, when it comes to the master of making us laugh and making us remember the good old times, it gets no better than Hurricane Helms.
I mean, he was put into the Lake of Rejuvenation twice.
So, to recap that, he comes out, he's his whole, you know, I'm Gregory Helms, I'm managing this new tag team here. And then Matt Hardy throws him into the Lake of Rejuvenation, or Lake of whatever, and he comes out as 3-count version Sugar Shane Helms. I can't get you out of my heart. He puts the circles on the ground, looks over to his right and his left to the tag team he's managing. He's like, "Wait a sec, you're not Shannon Moore. You're not Evan Courageous. Get out of here." And I'm just sitting there dying at this point because I'm just like, oh my god, WCW humor, the best kind of humor.
Because remember, David Arquette was their world champion for a while.
It may have been around that time, actually.
Probably.
And then they throw him in there twice, and he comes back out as literally the Hurricane. They call him the superhero because of copyright things, but he was the Hurricane, don't worry. To the point where, even when he first came in, they're like, "Stop, you can't drive through here. There's a natural phenomenon going through." It's like, "Don't worry, I know all about natural phenomenons. Now, stand in the back. I'm coming through." Like, they knew.
And all I kept writing was like, "Damn it, Hurricane, can you obey one damn law?"
None of them. He can't obey any laws.
Like this entire, I kind of feel like this entire night for them, recording it was just fun for them, and that's what wrestling really is down to it. It's all about fun.
That's the whole reason why the New Day is so successful. It's just three dudes having fun,
including like the big women's match of tonight. And I'm gonna go on my tangent, as I told you earlier, Joe.
Oh yeah, can we say what that match was originally supposed to be?
It was the match for the #1 contendership for the TNA Knockouts Championship.
Oh yeah, originally it was going to be, what was the girl's name?
Sienna.
It was going to be Sienna versus Rosemary.
Vanguard.
No,
Vanguard won.
No, yeah, Rosemary originally, but she was banned from the Hardy compound because she tried to kidnap King Maxwell in Delete versus Decay. So then they threw in an open challenge for anyone to come down, and who did they pick?
Vanguard won. Everyone's favorite drone.
Vanguard won, man. But they're like, sorry, he's not a human being, so they got to throw someone else in there.
Like the referee said, like in the state of North Carolina, a woman cannot face a drone.
Makes sense. But yeah, they're like, so is there any person that can fight me? And then Salvadoom marked out hardcore.
For those of you who do not know me, when I was a younger man, I enjoyed watching TNA wrestling, but it was during their rejuvenation of their women's division, their star basically. Faith's preferred woman of the roster was Gail Kim, if I'm not mistaken.
I love Gail Kim, man.
Yeah. There were other women. You have Roxy Laveau, you had Tracy, Tracy, the manager for Bobby Roode for a while, Tracy. You also had like Taskmaster, Brooke Taskmaster. You had the Beautiful People. But my preferred knockout during that time was the one and only ODB. Or her nickname was the One Dirty Bitch, or as she's known in ROH, One Dirty Bitch. It wasn't old. It was One Dirty Bitch or One Dirty Briscoe, but in ROH. But I marked out hardcore for her because she was actually my first ever wrestling crush when I was younger, and I marked out a lot because like it was been a long time since I've seen her at TNA ring, and I personally like enjoyed every second of it.
So I'm sure to see her come out from her whiskey barbecue sauce truck and face the girl, I'm sure you had quite a few
memories.
5 knuckle shuffles down there.
Damn it, Cena.
I can't believe he still uses that move.
And he still names it that. But like the end of the match, I kind of feel like it was a bullshit call, like how it ended. But Vanguard won, is the luckiest drone in the world.
Yes, the drone got to motorboat ODB.
But theoretically, we all got to motorboat ODB.
And a little earlier in the night, we had the in-ring debut of my new favorite wrestler, King Maxwell. So originally, King Maxwell was scheduled to go against Disco Inferno of all people. But at the last second, Rockstar Spud was like, no, I want to fight the kid. And don't worry, I'll beat him this one time, then you can push him to the moon like every other promoter. And King Maxwell won via Senior Benjamin tasing him a la Scott Hall. It was beautiful, and King Maxwell's now 1-0. Who's next?
What?
Yes.
Senior Benjamin. Can I just say that Senior Benjamin is like the best character TNA has right now?
You're not wrong. I think everyone in the Hardy family is just amazing.
And you know what? I think we should be wrapping up the podcast right now because, like, how long are we been talking? Like an hour, 2 hours?
It's been a while, but I think we'll just do a quick rundown of all the other stuff. Bobby Lashley and who was it? The guy from the Wolves?
Eddie Edwards.
Eddie Edwards. They had a match. I still don't know who won that match, but
I think the match is still going on right now.
it's probably still going on as we speak. The Hardys ended up winning their match, last pinning Abyss and Crazy Steve after setting yet another fire to their own crest. And was that all the matches? I feel like there might have been one more that I'm not remembering.
I think that was all of them.
It was all the ones that we remember. So I guess now we'll do one quick rundown of everything that's happening this Sunday at Roadblock End of the Line. So yeah, we might as well give that. Do you remember what's happening, or do I have to remember?
All I can really remember from the match card is we have the WWE Women's Championship match between Sasha Banks and Charlotte in a 30-minute Iron Man match, which I don't think why it's happening again.
But especially with Sasha Banks again. So
yeah,
I'm gonna go with Sasha winning this because she lost the first one. She might as well win the second one.
Yeah, but then it goes with the back and forth that they always have, which I'm not.
Sasha.
Yeah,
Sasha's
but
got the belt right now.
Yeah. So I expect her to win because of the history that she has with that match. You're gonna say like, oh, she has the advantage of being in that match before, and also I think they might go with like saying Charlotte has the advantage because she was in the Hell in a Cell match, but it all depends on there. We also have the the Universal Championship match between Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns.
I see Kevin winning this because I don't see them putting two belts on Roman at this point.
Yeah, because like I think like they were hinting towards that during their tag team match earlier in the week, saying like if Roman wins the tag team titles, and he'll probably go into the main event, like holding 2 championships, and if he wins, he'll be like the first ever Triple Crown winner of the new era or something. Yeah. And I don't want that. I don't want that to happen because no one wants Roman to be that.
And then of course we got Chris Jericho taking on Seth Rollins. You know what? I see Jericho winning this because I feel like he's got something to prove. Like he's got to prove, I don't need Kevin Owens to win. I've been the whole brains of this team all along. I feel like he needs that thing to prove, and against Seth Rollins should work.
Yeah, but if it goes like that, how you're saying that, Jericho will say like he's the brains of the group. What I see is Kevin Owens coming out or being at ringside saying like, like you're gonna do this to me. I'm gonna like. He's going to cost him the match, essentially.
Oh, you think so?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe. And then, of course, our pre-show match, Big Cass versus Ruru.
Everybody knows that Russo's going to win. Personally, for me, he's going to win. I hope he's going to, like, break his kneecaps or something by this point.
Oh, my God.
Because I want Rusev to be the guy who just, like, kills off the entire team of Enzo and Cass.
The new Randy Orton, just injuring people for the sake of injuring people.
Well, yeah. I think.
And then, of course, we got Rich Swann versus TJ Perkins versus Brian Kendrick in a triple threat for the Cruiserweight title. I got my boy Swann keeping it.
Yeah, he's going to keep it because I see that Perkins and Kendrick are going to be focusing too much on each other and not on the actual match. And I see like Rich Swann's going to be. It's going to take moments like taking a rest, like watching them fight each other.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to be like fighting. And then one's gonna get pushed out, and then Swann's gonna do that back kick and kick him in the jaw and take him out and win.
Yeah, so I think that's all for this Sunday, right?
Nope, there's 2 more. We got Braun Strowman versus Sami Zayn.
A
singles match with a 10-minute time limit.
Oh yeah, if Sami Zayn goes over 10 minutes, I think he wins or something. Like surviving 10 minutes with Braun Strowman. I can see.
I feel like he's going to survive 10 minutes.
Yeah. I think he's going to win within 7 minutes. Personally,
think so?
I can see him winning that. I can see him winning that long, up to that time, and like him winning. Foley's like, you know what? Like you proved me wrong. You deserve a title match, and like whoever, this will be set up for the Royal Rumble essentially.
All right.
Like boosting him that up.
And then our final match is going to be the New Day versus Cesaro and Sheamus for the tag team titles.
This one, I can see Sheamus and Cesaro winning the match because the New Day already has their record. They don't need this title anymore. They don't need the titles anymore. Like they broke the record.
I feel like New Day is going to win it one more time and then lose at the Rumble. That's what I'm going with.
Like lose it in the Alamo Dome?
Lose it in the Alamo Dome.
Remember the Alamo.
Always remember the Alamo. So yes,
that's gonna be
that's the end of our Can You Handle This cast. Thank you all for for listening. If you like it, give it a like. If you want to hear more, then click that subscribe button. If you want to give us an idea of future topics, because we will be doing them soon. I believe we're going to be doing our Christmas cast sooner or later for our greatest memories of wrestling. So if you got more ideas for mini cast for us to do, leave a comment down below. And
also, we could also probably get more people to get involved. If you want to be part of this podcast to talk all the things other than wrestling, please give your information to us. Give us your name, date, birthday, and social security number, your credit card information.
The 3 digits on the back, the last 4 of your social. No, just join our Discord chat we got down there, or our Steam group, if even that. Yeah,
it's the You Can't Handle This. It's steamcommunity.com/group/ You Handle This cast. And if you want to play games with us, there's our Steam group there. Also,
he's always playing his Total War games or whatever.
I like to play
Tiger Knight.
Yeah, I also like to play Paladins. I got into that recently.
And I'm always playing Rocket League, so you'll definitely find me on that.
Yeah, so this is the end of the podcast. Hope you enjoy. Remember to like, favorite, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go on Twitter, twitter.com/Salvadoom. at Salvadoom with 3 O's, and at the Faithbreaker.
Yep, check out our Twitch, which is Salvadoom and the Faithbreaker as well. And yep, Steam and Discord and all that. Thank you all for listening, and we will see you next time. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen. I love you.
I don't.
This guy.
I just remembered I forgot the news, and it's like big news for Bullet Club.
Well, then do it. It's still going on.
Jesus Christ.
We got secret news. We got secret news, ladies and gentlemen. What's the Bullet Club news? Who's the new member of Bullet Club, Saul?
It's Cody Rhodes.
It's Cody Rhodes. Can you handle it?
I'm actually not really impressed with that. It's like, I forgot the news. Are you seriously recording?
Yeah, we're still recording. The song's not over. Can you handle it? Good night, everyone.